third segment of Independence Mustang Football Talk, Week 6 version. I can't believe it's Week 6 already. We're here with the honorary captain for Friday night's game against Crestwood here in Independence, Dolph Lightsey. Dolph, thanks for joining us.
Well, I'm glad to be here. And I'm happy that the team's enjoying the success they are.
Yeah, 5-0. It's been a heck of a ride. It's been a really, really fun time so far doing it. But you played back in 1961 was your senior year, correct?
That's correct.
And you guys were conference champs that season?
We won the conference first time in many years.
Many, many years. Talk about your experience. Just
it was good. I was born and raised in Independence. We were about the same size community then as we were now. The Womack was composed of different teams back then, but it was all fun. It was before weights, or very, very little weight, so we were undersized, and but every team was, and we just happened to win after getting beat up for 2 or 3 years preceding the year we won the conference.
Sure. You mentioned off camera that you were coached by Lyle Linebaugh.
I sure was.
How was he as a coach?
Outstanding coach.
Yeah.
Outstanding man. He instilled integrity, work ethic. Just a great guy.
What's your most memorable moment from that season, if you can go back that far?
The fact we won.
Yeah, absolutely.
And won regularly and had fun doing it. So
heard you had a state record in.
I did.
Well, you still do. I mean,
I still do.
Do you want to tell everybody about
it was almost silly. We were behind. The first Womack game we played that year was Marion on the road, and we were behind either 12 or 18-0, and they had punted, and we had the ball on the 1 yard line, and I was I was playing fullback. I was about 5 yards back, and I was certainly not fast. I was quick, and they planned on having a touchback, and handed me the ball, and I expect to make a couple yards. I look up, there's not a soul there, so I'm trotting down the field, thinking I'm sprinting. And I looked behind me, and there was a big tackle that was about 30 yards behind me. About 10 yards later, I looked behind me, he's about 5 yards there. And I think, I better run.
Yeah.
But that sparked it, and we then won the game. So it was fun.
It was a 99-yard touchdown, 99-yard rushing touchdown, correct?
That's correct.
I don't think that'll ever get broken. I mean, they're not going to add any yards to the field.
They'll break it, I hope, someday.
Well, thanks. Have you been working on your coin toss at all?
I have not. I'll practice.
Yeah, I think you have to before Friday night. So hopefully we get some good weather out there, get a good toss, and get another Independence.
Well, we'll have to find out if the coach wants to win the toss or let the other team choose first.
Hey, we've been doing really well at home winning coin tosses.
All right.
In the Fern, so
I'll try to
no
win.
pressure or anything Friday night, but we'll look forward to seeing you Friday.
I look forward to being here.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for allowing me to be the honorary captain. Look forward to it.
Back with you, voice of the Independence Mustang football team. You can listen to every game, home or on the road, on Bright 95.3 KQMG. Usually start about 7:30 every night. We're going to talk youth football, 5th, 6th grade football with Coach Wendling, Coach Hine. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
You guys had a game today. You both coached the two separate teams here in Independence. You want to just give a breakdown of how today went?
Yeah, we played first, Indy Maroon. We played against Wapsie Valley. We won today 6-0. Tough battle, and Wapsie Valley is always a good team. They've always been. I've done this 5 years. Every year they're a good coach team. But it was 6-0. I mean, we were impressed. I mean, our line stepped up today. We played much better, and we came away with one kid intercepted a pass and ran her back to the 1 yard line, and we punched her in after that, and that was it. And it was a tough battle today, so I'm proud of the kids today.
Low-scoring game for a 5th, 6th grade game.
Yeah, that seems slow starts.
Yeah.
A lot of slow starts. Either it's a big bang and you got a touchdown the first play, or it takes you 3 quarters to score. I mean, it's one of those things that they're 5th and 6th graders. They're still asleep half the time.
Right.
So,
how about the other side?
Indy Black, we played Mac Valley today. Another, we've both been doing this for 5 years. So Mac Valley, pretty much any of these programs that have the same coordinators or coaches throughout the years tend to be the stronger team. So we won 18-6 today. This is our 3rd game this season, so we're starting to kind of pick up some of the things and realize one of the things that we do in practice is how we can translate to games and stuff. And just the coaches are starting to work together. We're coaching on the sidelines. Things are coming together for us, so it's a good game. It's basically I'm making mistakes, so it's, youth football is whoever makes the least mistakes, and today we made the least mistakes.
Yeah. 5th, 6th grade, how much does it take for those kids? How long does it take for those kids to kind of pick up maybe your system or play calls, stuff like that?
It's the challenging part is it's each team has 20. I have 25, and I think Rick has 26, whichever, 26 on each team. But you'll get a group of 10, 11 kids that get it fast, and you got that other 15. So you don't teach the lowest level, we teach the highest level, and hope the other ones catch up. So by game 3, kids are starting to realize what's going on, and our season really starts to kick in now. So every kid differs for how they're picking up, but it happens, and sometimes it's the last game of the season where everyone gets it, but that's fine as long as we can push them forward.
Sure. Coming up, what's your guys' schedule look like here the next couple of weeks? I know you mentioned last time we had you on that you practice twice a week, and you don't have games every weekend. So just kind of what's your schedule coming up like?
we practice 3 times a week.
3 times a week, sorry, yeah.
And we play every Sunday.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, so this coming Sunday we will travel to East Buchanan, and we'll play East Buchanan 1 and East Buchanan 2, and then following week we travel. No, we're here again. Owine. We're home again against Owine, and we'll both play an Owine team again. And the last game of the year is in the Dome. And I'm playing Cedar Falls.
And we're playing Waterloo West.
West. So those are teams that we've never played before.
Yeah.
They're not in our conference. And before it was you played one game in your conference was at the Dome. Well, this year they changed some things up, so you had to sign up for it. We signed up. We want to do it because it's a great thing for the kids. And so other teams signed up, so they just kind of threw us against these teams. So that's going to be a very interesting game because it's something we're going in completely blind.
Right.
We don't know how they do anything because we kind of know from year to year. Going into today's games, we know what predominantly Wapsie Valley ran and what Makoki Valley does. That helps. But these teams it's a wild card. So it's going to be but it's just going to be fun because it's in the Dome. It's always fun in the Dome. It's exciting. Kids love it. So that'll be. Now that we have one game later on that we haven't decided. That's here too against Mount Vernon. But that's a one game only, and we haven't decided what we're going to do with that game yet. So it's kind of hard to play 52 kids. So
yeah, absolutely.
So that one might be a challenge. So
how do you guys split up the team at the beginning of the year? Just kind of
we draft the teams. We work together. We're around these kids a lot. A lot of the coaches that come help out or have kids that they follow their kids, so they have them in flag. So everyone has a pretty good idea on what players. So we draft, try to make teams pretty even. One thing we do is as if you draft a 5th grader, you have them again as a 6th grader. So we try to build relationships with them, and so they feel comfortable, and allow them to grow as a player. So we do that, and then as far as dividing up our playing time, we take our 26 kids and we divide up into 2 even huddle groups, and we just kind of let them go, and it's about as fair as we can get. So.
Yeah, you split series. If this is your series, if you fumble, next time on offense, it's the other team's or the other group's turn. So,
right.
You kind of
keep it pretty even.
Yeah, you try to as much as possible. Even when we draft teams, it's not that if I know there's a stud 5th grader and I already got a pretty good team, I'm going to tell, hey, you need to take this kid because and I think this year they're.
Two pretty
really and a wild card is always your 5th grader going into 6th. He can mature so much from that 5th to 6th grade year. He could be a so-so kid in 5th grade and 6th grade. He gets it all of a sudden, and so he's a wild card. And it looks like you have a better team. Well, we don't know how they're going to mature. Sure. It's a 6th grader. So sometimes this year it looks really good for well-matched teams. So I'm very pleased. So
awesome. Well, good catching up with you guys. Good luck with the rest of your season, especially this coming Sunday, East Buchanan, right?
Buchanan.
Yep.
All right, thanks a lot.
Coaches.
Thanks.
Chris Shaw here with Week 6 of Independence Mustang Football Talk. We're going to talk 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade football with head coach Michael Doyle. Coach, good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
We talked a little bit on the radio Friday night at halftime about the 7th, 8th grade season. You guys played Tuesday night against West Delaware. How'd that game go?
Oh, it went good. It was a back-and-forth game. Kane Millard took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, so he started off 6-0, and a couple series later, West Delaware tied it up 6-6, and it was just a really good game, back and forth. We ended up scoring with 54 seconds left to win 26-20. So
nice.
The kids are really excited. It's the first time that they've beaten West Delaware, so pretty excited.
Sure. How different is it? I would assume you guys don't kick any extra points, going for 2 every time.
Yeah, we try to put the points up. So yeah, we don't have. I think we have a kicker that could make it. It's just I don't know if we have a line that could keep the defense out. You'd struggle a little bit with junior high, just maturity-wise, to find somebody that can snap the ball back fast and accurately on a consistent basis. But yeah, we're usually going for 2, and we have a couple special 2-point conversion plays that we kind of like to run that the kids think are fun. So that's kind of what we tend to do for our 2-point conversions.
Yeah, we haven't had you on too much this season. Just give us a season recap. How are the guys doing?
They're doing great. 8th grade is doing really well. We're off to a 3-0 start. First 2 games we scored over 90 points. So we played South Tama was our first game, and then Vinton-Shellsburg was our second game. So we scored over 40 against South Tama and over 50 against Vinton. So it was a lot of offense. When we faced West Delaware, it was a little better defense than what we had the previous 2 games. West Delaware had a really good defensive line, so we struggled running a little bit against them, which kind of opened up our passing game. Logan Schmidt and Blake Bartz kind of split time at quarterback, and Logan's kind of more of our running type quarterback, and Blake's are more of our drop back passing quarterback. So we put Blake in second half against West Delaware, and he made some big passes, and I really got our offense kind of rolling a little bit. So.
You mentioned off camera that you play every Tuesday night. So who do you got this Tuesday?
We play Benton Community this Tuesday, and we're home at 4:15 at Lineball Field. And looking forward to it because last year Benton Community beat us 20-14 as 7th graders. So this is kind of a measuring stick to see how much our team's improved from last year. So. The kids are pretty motivated, so we're hoping for a good game.
Sure. You mentioned 8th grade here, 7th grade there, or how do you guys?
Correct. 8th grade is home, and then 7th grade's at Benton Community.
Awesome.
So yeah, it'll be 2 games. So I kind of like the junior high format. If another school has 30 kids or whatever, then we'll play 2 full games, and that's what we plan on doing this Tuesday.
Well, great. Well, good luck Tuesday night, Coach.
Thank you.
Matt Shannon filling in for Chris Shaw here with our defensive player of the week, sponsored by Home Indeed. And our defensive player of the week this week is Isaiah Miller. Isaiah, you had quite a game Friday night. Tell us what your thoughts were about that.
I thought I did pretty good. I could have done better in the first half, but in the second half I did really good. I just figured out what I needed to do and made a lot of tackles and just kind of figured out where the ball was going to be going and all that, and just was reading my keys and all that, but I thought I did all right.
Very nice. Independence is 5-0 for the first time since 1973. How do you feel about being on an undefeated team, making history here?
Feels pretty good. Well, this is like the first time I've ever been on a really winning team because I was on the sophomore team, but it's going pretty good. The guys are putting in a lot of work. Been doing a good job, but yeah, hopefully we keep keeping it up and grinding. But yeah, we're doing pretty good.
What are your goals for the team this year?
To go to state and beat West Delaware.
All right, sounds good. And you're a junior this year, so we've got you back for one more season.
Yep.
So, all right. This is Isaiah Miller, Home Indeed Defensive Player of the Week. Matt Shannon once again here, standing in for the Independence KQMG Radio's Chris Shaw with our Home Indeed Offensive Player of the Week this week, be Nick Stagger. Nick, tell us about your game on Friday night.
Oh, well, I worked hard. I had one big catch. That kind of seemed like it sparked us a little bit. But we all had a good game. We played hard. Nicholas had an outstanding game, 6 touchdowns, and it was just good second quarter, I guess. Really.
Tell us a little bit about that catch. It's kind of a juggling catch there along that far sideline.
I'd like to say it was skill, but really it was just luck. I just turned my head at the right time, and the ball was right there, and I caught it.
All right. And you're part of a 5-0 team here, first time since 1973. What are your thoughts on how the team's doing so far this season?
Well, it's I thought we were going to be this good. It's just been an outstanding season. We've all put the time in, and all the pieces just came together at the right time.
Yeah, they are coming together, so we got another big one this week. What are your goals for the team this season?
Win a few playoff games and beat West Elder. That's a big game.
All right, sounds good. And you are senior this year, so what are your senior plans after you graduate?
Probably go to UNI and study business and accounting.
All right, sounds good. This is Nick Stagger, our Home Indeed Offensive Player of the Week.
Back with you to talk varsity football with head coach Justin Putz. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Last week, homecoming, big victory over, I was going to say Waverly Shell Rock. If you listen to the radio show, I called them Waverly, or if you listen to the radio Friday night, I called them Waverly Shell Rock all night. It was Vinton-Shellsburg, 43-27 victory, I believe. Friday night, talk about that game.
It was one of those games where, actually, I think if I recall right, that's the first time that we've been down this season to a team. It's kind of amazing that came in week 5. But they jumped on us early. They had some game film things that they thought they could do, and they came out, and hit us in the mouth a little bit. And we had to weather the storm. And Spencer Pink made a big play for us in the second quarter. That kind of jump started us. We ended up putting 22 points on the board in less than 7 minutes of game action. So it kind of exploded a little bit. And it's one of those things where we were in control of the game. We had a couple chances to maybe put it away, get up by 30 or so, and we just couldn't quite do it. Had special teams miscue. So there's some things to clean up, but we did a lot of things well against a pretty solid ball club.
Sure. You mentioned getting down for the first time this season. It looked like you guys made all the adjustments though when you came back out after that first initial drive from Vinton. They wanted to do the same thing, and it looked like you guys had just adjusted to it. What was the adjustment there at the quarter?
It helps with stopping the run. They were hitting some stuff in the pass game, which we do have, give a little bit to help stop the run, but they can't run the ball also. So we, did a better job, and some of the guys caught on to some of the game plan things that we need to do and execute assignments better, and stopping the run and forcing Vinton-Shellsburg, who is an adequate pass team but not a great pass team, into throwing a third and long. Mm-hmm. When we know they're going to throw, they weren't very successful doing it. So just forcing them to have to be in down and distances that they don't want. So we had to win on first and second down.
Sure. It's kind of a tale of two different quarters. First quarter, Vinton moved the ball well on offense. You come back out second quarter, Independence moves the ball. What did you go into halftime thinking, or any changes there at halftime that you made or told the kids or anything like that?
We made a couple adjustments on our offensive blocking scheme. Felt we weren't getting a push where we needed to, and needed to do things slightly different. And then just kind of figuring out where they're going to be weak at and attacking it. And we talked about how important that first drive of the second half was to get up by 3 full scores, which we did. So. Did a lot of good things coming out of halftime. The guys just kind of, stay the course, do what we do, and just execute better.
Yep. After I believe right after halftime, you had the catch from Spencer Pink. I think that was right before halftime you mentioned. And then Nick Stagger had a circus catch, and Nicholas Holt running for 6 touchdowns. Yes, everything kind of came together, after the halftime break. Just talk about individually.
There's times that we can be explosive. I thought Spencer Pink took a hitch play, actually, and turned it into a 65-yard touchdown, outran some people, broke some tackles. Just a great individual play and a nice read by Nicholas and him on that play. It wasn't exactly drawn up that way, but based on what Vinton was giving us, they made a play. Nick Stagger, we had kind of a sweep pass where Nicholas has a run pass option. He actually tucks the ball, looks like a pass, and Stagger was able to get behind him, but he actually did get a pass interference call on Vinton on that play. So to make that catch and take it in the end zone after that penalty, that was pretty impressive for us. And then, Nicholas Holt, week in and week out, he's a tough kid. He makes some good decisions and just does a great job of making big plays for us.
And Nicholas Holt, 6 touchdowns. I think he ran for a mile. I'm not sure what the final statistics were on that, but ran all over the place, did some good things. You have Crestwood coming up this weekend. You get some more home cooking. Talk about the Cadets.
They're a tough team. They're according to BCMore.com, they're top 15 team in the state. They're physical. They really like to pound the football. They have about a 250-pound fullback that they're going to dive to a lot. Run a little option, midline, sweep game. Just a well-coached, tough, physical football team.
If you had to pick a couple things out that you have to do well Friday night against Crestwood, what would they be?
We have to execute our assignments defensively. We can't get base blocked at defensive end. We got to be able to squeeze inside. We've got to tackle the fullback. We got to be ready for option and midline. Those things are things that you have guys accounting for the positions, but they got to be where they're supposed to be.
Sure. And then, you get to play in front of the home crowd again. Now, this week will be the last week, and a couple weeks until Makokata comes to town. Just that atmosphere Friday night. You guys had a horse there. Talk about the atmosphere Friday night.
The atmosphere is outstanding. I don't know if I've been around, a place that was as excited as our place was Friday night. Travis McBride does a great job with the smoke and the lights, and I don't know whoever got the horse. It actually wasn't my idea,
awesome.
but it was there. The one thing I do say is if we're going to have that kind of entrance, we need to play a little better in the first quarter. That way we don't lose it. We don't lose that momentum. But it was just outstanding, to have that support around the team and the guys. I know they appreciate it.
Sure. Coach, anything you want to add?
I appreciate the coverage again.
No problem. 7:30 Friday night. Independence will be at home on Lyle Linebaugh Field taking on Crestwood. Big game in Class 3A District 3.